Hello, and join me while I make up a dish. I've got bacon, I've got spaghetti squash, zucchini, yellow squash, and fresh mozzarella, and I've got marinara. I really don't want to turn on the oven. It is a bajillion degrees outside and humid and hot. And that is normally how I make spaghetti squash, is cut it in half, rub olive oil, salt and pepper, put it in the oven. I'm going to look online and see if there's any suggestions for how to do this in the air fryer, because our air fryer is pretty big and I think I could fit 2 halves of this in there. See? Decent size. Hello. Okay, just read a tip from allrecipes.com that you can put the spaghetti squash in the microwave for 3 to 5 minutes to make it easier to cut in half. So we are going to try that. I cut a couple slits on that side and on that side to make it even easier. And we're gonna do 3 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna do some bacon, medium heat, frying pan. So there's a little bit of liquid. Okay, it is making it easier for the knife to go through, but I'm gonna scoop this out and then rub some avocado oil on it. Okay, since we're having spaghetti squash as our main dish, I'm actually not gonna do all the zucchini and yellow squash that I bought. I'm just gonna do some of it because I don't want us to be like overloaded on just all squash dinner. This is my favorite sticker. I'm not a big fan of sodas because of the really high sugar content, but this is 3 grams of fiber and 5 grams of sugar in this soda. So this is like a fun treat drink that doesn't feel so bad. Still tastes really sweet like soda, but anyway, I picked those up from Deals Galore, my favorite grocery store, as like a sweet treat. Not a paid advertisement, just letting you know. My plan for the zucchini is to do long strips. All right, here's the zucchini cut safely on the cutting board. Finishing up the bacon. Okay, turn that down a little bit and I'm gonna wipe this with a paper towel before I put the zucchini in. Okay, those are on there. I'm gonna let that side do its thing for a minute. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of salt actually. Okay, a little bit of salt and garlic powder. This timer went off. It was in there for about 19 minutes. It looks good. I'm just gonna, I preheated it for a few minutes, so that's why it says 25. I'm gonna turn this off and let that sit for a bit while I work on this. I'm gonna get the lid and let that go for a minute or two. Then I will flip it over and add some mozzarella and then the bacon on top. So I'm gonna get the mozzarella out now and cut it up while the spaghetti squash is cooling in a bit. I will get that out and use a fork to make it like spaghetti. Just got a couple of, hunks out of there. That much. I'm gonna chop it up and we can also use it on our spaghetti squash. Chunked. See how this is going. Yeah, I'll flip these over. And then I'm not going to put the lid. Yeah. leave the lid off and top it with the cheese and bacon. Okay, spaghetti squash. I'm gonna turn down the zucchini to low and just let it finish slowly while I work on shredding up the spaghetti squash. Not too hot, I think I can pick it up. All right, time to see why they call it spaghetti squash. Just go like this, and you're making spaghetti noodles. So there's that one. I'm gonna start scraping this one now. It's hard to do with one hand, but you can see how when you scrape it, it just comes apart. All right, some over here. And this is gonna be saved as leftovers or second helpings. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of the mozzarella on top while the spaghetti squash is still warm. And then I have some leftover marinara that I've warmed up in the microwave and added some fresh tomato to that. And I'm gonna pour that on top too. And I'm gonna crumble one piece of bacon for each. Zucchini